Ooh. All right, well, I was really hoping that a Phillips head was gonna be all that I needed for this job, but turns out we needed a 5/32 Allen head to get the mounting tab flipped around on the new seat. So let's get this old uncomfortable seat out of the way. Felipe. And I would just yeet this thing, but they are still worth money. I would have thrown that thing, but I also agreed to take the old seat back to the dealership because that's just one that they put on here because it had a solo seat that looked really uncomfortable. So they pulled that off of another bike for me. And yeah, I told the guy that thing put me in a lot of pain, I went ahead and bit the bullet and ordered a nice new seat. And I told them I'd bring them that one back for their bike that's on display. There we go. They send you a nice little Saddlemen branded rubber booty to put right here. I guess that just goes like that. Grab our screw. Boom. It's installed. What do you think? All right, before I test that out, because I'm extremely excited about it, I got another thing I need to put on here. And that's this HogWorkz sissy bar. This thing came really well packaged. They got like the foam inserts that are made to match this thing perfectly. That was pretty impressive. I like that. Let's see how well this works out on here. Oh, okay, okay. Okay. Hell yeah, brother. I like that. So my problem was, I thought it went from this one on the same mounting brackets as the trunk does, which would be here and here. But instead it goes down to where the shocks mount at, up here and back here. But wow, that was super plug and play. Heck yeah. And the best part about both of these modifications, they come with stickers. Because, you know, that always sucks whenever you get something, you spend a bunch of money on it, and they don't come with stickers. So let's see how it looks now with me sitting on it. Oh man, I can't say that I'm not just a little bit nervous about this. I just spent a bunch of money on this seat, hoping that it'll kick me back far enough. And now's the moment of truth to figure out if I'm gonna be able to ride this thing for any kind of distance and not be in a lot of pain. Oh God, here we go. Oh. Feels like I'm taller now. Oh yeah, that feels better. I wonder if we can adjust that rear brake pedal down a little bit. If you know how, comment. Let me know that there's a way. Post a link to another video or something so I can find it. I haven't looked into it yet because I've never had, you know, an issue like this. Thankfully the wide glide, I was so stretched on that, you know, I didn't have to worry about it. But wow, look at that. Look, just from my waist to the front of the seat where the gas tank is, like that's a big difference. That pushed me back a good ways. That is really nice. Heck yeah. I'm just wearing slip-on shoes, so I'm over here fighting the shoes to stay on my feet. Love bug flew in my mouth. But, oh, fix my mirror. I gotta get my mirrors all jacked up every time I want to pull it in, because it's too narrow going through my storage shed. This will hit the wall. Whenever I lean it over, the mirror hits the wall, so I don't want to mess up the mirror. So instead I let the grip sit on the wall. There's not enough room for it to lay completely over whenever I park it up. But wow. Yeah, the seat's a little bit on the firm side, but I definitely feel higher up. I feel like it'd be more planted in it. It does have a good bit of squishing, but this right here is the big part. Having that extra little bit of room, and my knees aren't so high up on me like they were. They were pretty high. I'll try my best to do side-by-side images or up and something like that, so that we can see them, a good comparison. But wow, that is really cool. And I dig the look with the HogWorkz sissy bar on it. I dig it. The HogWorkz is just a little bit shorter than I imagined it being, but man, that looks really good. I think it'll serve its function quite well. Hopefully it doesn't squish my wife too far into me, but I think it'll be okay. Not to mention the lower height will be probably better for her trying to get her leg over it or whatever. She's got bad knees, so it's hard for her to move around certain ways. She's already struggling trying to get up and down on here. I usually gotta lean the bike over on its kickstand to make that left side rear foot peg a little bit lower for her. That way it's not as high of a step for her to get up and swing her leg over, because she steps onto that with her bad knee. But trying to get on over here, she struggles trying to get her leg to bend and swing the way that she needs it to. It just doesn't work out well for her for some reason. But whatever, we'll make it work. Man, that thing looks good. Heck yeah. That's a big difference. All right, so the other thing I got, a mounting bracket for the trunk and the sissy bar. It's supposed to be able to screw onto a wall, and then you can clip your trunk onto it the same way you clip it onto your bike. And that way it keeps it up and out of the way, keeps it protected, because I know those trunks are not cheap. And especially once you consider the money that the previous owner spent on it. I saw that he spent $1,000 on the speaker and amp for that trunk. And then he also paid a whole bunch of, I don't remember how much it was, but a whole bunch of money to get smoke lens lights put on it and to put the quick-detach kit on there. And oh God, there's a lot of money tied up in that trunk that I'm probably rarely going to use. But I got it, so whenever I need it, it'll be there, and it'll be really cool to have. So let's see if I can keep it nice using this eBay wall mount bracket. Oh, look at this. It's like a nice little bed. Nice little bed for that sissy bar. And then they got this, the top piece that goes over it. Whoever at HogWorkz came up with this packaging idea deserves some serious credit. That was really good, because I just ordered one for the Wide Glide from another company. Really good company, well-known company. There was nothing wrong with them. There was nothing wrong with the sissy bar that I ordered or anything. But what I'm getting at is that they had it like in a big box like this, but it was just zip tied to the sides of the box. And it had like a nice little heavy duty fabric sleeve going over the sissy bar. But it's good, it works, but holy cow, that works better. That's nice. I feel like I'm talking a lot about boxes. Anyway, nice little HogWorkz sticker. Every time I see this, I always want to say either HogWorkz, as in Harry Potter, or HogSquirts, as in what Harry and Ron get after eating some bad food in the dining hall. Saddlemen. Beep boop 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 boo boo. Nice, nice. Let's get you guys up in here. All right, what are we working with? Looks like one side, a side piece, another side piece, a rail with some ends. Looks like we got a bunch of those. 4 little rail thingies, bucket of bolts. So there's 2 different ways that you put this together. It looks like we put these 2 in first, and then we come back, use these 2 positions for bikes from model years 97 to 08, and that's these 2. And then use these positions for bikes from model years 09 to present, and that's these bottom 2. All right, well, I'm gonna try to show you what all you get for hardware on this. So we got washers and lock washers to go with the little, what are those, Phillips head? Phillips head screw things with cap head bolts, button head bolts. Then you get washers and lock washers to go with your lag bolts that are going to go into a couple of studs on the wall. Looks like they gave you enough so that it looks like your screw is going to go through, and then you're going to put a washer and a lock washer on the side with a nut, I'm assuming. They didn't have instructions on how to set all this up properly, so they did have, the instructions do at least show you where to put the bars, but as far as, like, you know, nut and bolts and what you get with it and all that, there was nothing. I wonder if I should run the screws from the inside going out. Yeah. That's the way I'm doing it. These nuts are just 8mm nuts. I think I'm gonna forego the lock washers that make it to where you can't hardly even get a thread started on here. Well, ta-da, that's how it goes, I guess. I don't know. I ended up not using too many of the lock washers on these screws. They kind of made it to where you couldn't really get the threads to bite, so we're just gonna scrap them. I mean, it's not like this thing is gonna be getting jarred around all the time anyway. It's every once in a while I'm gonna be pulling the trunk off of it, so I think it'll be okie dokie. Now, let's see. Let me go get my trunk out of the Jeep and we will try it on here before we try to mount it onto a wall. It's saying that these 2 bottom ones are what you mount your trunk to, I guess. So let's flip it and see if the trunk will attach to there or what. Let me go get it. Well, instead of trying to fight to get it to work onto here, we're just gonna lay down this thing and see if we can get these to, wow, yeah, that's way the fuck off. Huh. All right, well, that's how it goes, I guess. So this side is the top. Well, I'm gonna figure out where the heck to put this thing at, and I guess after I lag bolt it into a couple of studs, I'll get you guys back to show you it on the wall. All right, well, it is mounted. You have to excuse the lighting and the mess in here. That's what I'm working with for studio lights. It's up there, it's quick detach, so that works really, really good. It's out of my way. I don't gotta worry about it getting bumped and messed up. So now I just got one more little thing that I wanna do. Nothing major. It's just something that irritates me about these bikes. And it's the, you know, the Phillips head screw that holds the seat down. I went and got it at a bolt so I can swap that out with a bolt and make it easy. I don't got to worry about, you know, a bolt stripping out every time I want to get to it. So I'm gonna go grab that and we'll swap that out and then we can go do something cool. It's just a regular old 1/4-inch bolt. I think it's a 1/4 by 20. And I want to say I did 1 inch length with a washer and a lock washer. Let's see what size this is. It looks like we're 12 millimeters going to do the job for us. All right, I don't need to be hellaciously tight. Just need it good and tight, and for it to compress the lock washer there. So that'll do the job. Looks really good. And of course, it's a stainless bolt. I think on my wide glide I used grade 8. Just because on that bike, grade 8's got that gold color to it. So it looked really good on that bike. About the only other thing I really need to do is get an extended brake pedal. That would be really nice. And maybe extended floorboards. I saw that I can do the extended floorboards off Amazon for like 20 or 30 bucks. Well, the floorboard extensions, however you want to call it. And of course, a different set of handlebars would be very nice. These ones aren't really terribly uncomfortable, but it would be nice to get my hand up at least a little bit more level, right up under level of my shoulder. Don't know how much you can see or hear me, but if you can see right here, that right there, that 5, that's my gears. I was going to say gear selector switch, but no, it's what shows what gear I'm in. So here's 6th gear. I don't even know if you can see good. I just got a clip mount from my camera clipped onto my helmet. There's 7th gear. Man, when did the speed limit change out here? I'm gonna have to slow down. This new seat, it's really been a big game changer for me. We rode it for about 45 or 50 minutes last night. And I really didn't feel any more discomfort than what I would have riding in the Jeep or just a regular vehicle. You know, it's not the bike's fault that I have back problems. Now, I do wish that certain parts of the seat felt a little bit wider than what they do. But I really can't complain much. It does a lot. And of course it is a little bit firm because it's a brand new seat. But everybody says that's all they are when they're new and they'll eventually break in, so hopefully that's the case. Hopefully I can remember what road to turn down, because there's a barndominium out here my wife and I really like looking at, but it might be too late now because it's getting kind of dark on us, unfortunately. Might not be able to see it. It's a black house, so oh, look at that. There's a really nice black house out over there, but you can barely catch little glimpses of it. Look at the moon. It looks like a planet near the moon. That's pretty nifty. I got a little distracted back there. Had to really lean into my curve a little bit more. That was almost bad. Quit trying to look at the moon. Focus! I just passed up our turn. I was, I think this is it. And I tried to ask my wife what road it was, and she's like, oh, it's 517. I was like, oh yeah, we just passed it. I get there's so many little side roads back here, I kind of start getting them confused. It's hard for me to remember. Now I'm wearing the Harley-Davidson Gargoyle helmet. It's been an alright helmet. You know, it was pricey. I bought it for the looks and because, you know, it's a modular, I think it's a modular helmet, or whatever they call it. You can pull off, it's like a 3-in-1. I can do the full face like I got it. I can pull off the chin guard thingy, and now you got a 3/4 helmet. And then I can pull off the neck part, and now I just got a little skull cap type helmet. I was like, oh cool, you know, I'll never use the 3/4, but you know, it'd be cool to be able to just have a skull cap type helmet. I've never used it. I've always just left it as a full face. And the thing about it that kind of stinks is that there's no real protection from, you know, the face guard part, the chin guard, you know, the part that goes over your mouth. And it's got these 2 big holes in it, which it's great for getting a little bit of a breeze in there. And there's no other lining in that chin mount. There's like a little bit of a cloth lining, but nothing really to keep the noise and wind out and all that. And so the problem that I have with it is, especially with my wide glide, it would catch wind and funnel it straight up, and it would be going straight into my ears, and it was like absolutely agonizing. And it wasn't all the time. It was just, you know, sometimes you'd have a crosswind just right and it would do it. But man, when it happened, like you couldn't turn your head, there was no getting away from it. It would just start going up into there. And I don't know what in the world the issue is with that, but hopefully by having a visor now, I won't have to worry about that too much anymore, because I really don't want to spend another $400 on another helmet. That's crazy. So the other issue I have with it is that it's a smoke lens for the visor on it, which is cool, works great during the day, but at night you have to ride with it open because you can't see nothing, which I found a good solution to. I had an old pair of Oakley glasses. They're safety rated sunglasses that the lenses had gotten messed up on, so I got on to I think it's Revant Optics or something like that. They make replacement lenses for different glasses, and one of the things that they offer is transitions lenses. So I got a set of transitions lenses to put into these Oakleys, so if I'm riding during the day and I want to open up my visor to get a little bit of extra wind flow on my face, they will automatically tint, and I'm good to go with sunglasses. And then at night, if I'm riding, they're clear lenses. So it's best of both worlds out of one set. So, you know, it's not ideal, but it's a really good solution that's been working for me and saved me from having to buy a whole other helmet, because I didn't really think a whole lot whenever I was buying. Oh, it's really gonna suck if all this just doesn't come out. You can't hear nothing that I'm saying, can't see nothing that, you know, of the road and stuff that I'm riding. I don't know. Hopefully it comes out as good as I hope it does. And all I did for the microphone was, you know, the DJI microphones, they have a magnet option on the back of it. So I stuck the magnet on the outside part of the mesh where it allows air in through the mouth guard part of the helmet, and then put the microphone on the inside section. So it's just magnetized on there. I had to check, make sure it was still there. It's still there. But yeah, so between the setup that I have and, you know, just the helmet and everything else, I really don't got the best setup for moto vlogging. But heck, if this comes out decent, then I might start doing a moto vlog. If that's something y'all are interested in, maybe I can come up with some stuff to talk about, and be able to make it a weekly thing. Just come and take a ride with me. We'll talk about some stuff, go see some new places maybe. That'd be pretty fun for me, at least. I don't know about for you. Leave a comment, you know, if you can even hear this. Would you be interested in watching? Hold on. Would you be, so leave a comment, you know, would you be interested in watching me do a moto vlog with the old Ultra Limited? Only 900 million of them made. I don't know. This bike's kind of growing on me a lot, especially with that, you know, getting rid of the grandpa pack and putting a 6 sissy bar on there from HogWorkz, putting on the silky smooth Saddlemen seat. You know, I really think the Saddlemen seat's kind of the best of both worlds. It's got, in my opinion, it's got a really sleek design. It looks really good, and it's comfortable. It's nice and wide. My wife loves it. You know, the only, out of the seat and the sissy bar, the only one complaint that she had was that because the passenger seat is up so high, it put the pad for the sissy bar like right on her lower back. It's like right above where the seat is. And she wishes that the pad for the sissy bar was up a little bit higher. But unfortunately, HogWorkz doesn't make a taller one. And I really can't find any that I really like that are of a taller variety. So she's fine with it, you know, it helps keep her from feeling like she's going to fall off the back. And again, if we're going to go on a long ride, you know, where we're going to be over a couple hours, maybe 3-4 hours long, then we'll probably end up putting the grandpa pack back on it, and then she'll have herself a nice whole backrest and armrest, and she'll be super duper comfortable. Oh, I took the old seat that I pulled off for this up to the Harley dealership yesterday, and they were like super appreciative. They said that the other day they were transporting a seat up to the other dealership in Dallas, I think, and one of the seats on a bike blew off and got ruined, and so they were going to be able to use this seat to put onto that bike. So hopefully I bought myself some good points. They remember me every time I go in there, so hopefully they'll remember me next time it's time to buy something big, you know. But either way, you know, I don't have a problem taking it back to them for nothing. They treated me right. They did everything they could to, you know, give me a really solid deal on this, and making sure that this bike was ready to go, you know. I didn't even have to ask them. They put new tires on it for me. They went back, brought it back the next day. They went ahead and replaced some of the switches here on the left side handle. They ordered switches for the right side. And then whenever I take it back up there, they're going to reflash the stereo to make sure that it's working 100%, because it's not really playing music out of the back speakers very loud. So we're going to get that all figured out. They're, in my opinion, for a used bike, they are absolutely going above and beyond. And not to mention the sales manager said that, you know, because of my VA status, he was able to get me a 1-year warranty tacked onto this thing for free. And they don't normally do warranties on these used bikes. When I bought my Wide Glide, there was no warranty. That was the first time I've ever gotten into this thing, and it's because whenever I started coming around those guys, I realized we're coming up a hill and I can't really see over it. Thankfully it's nighttime, so you can kind of get a gist of it by the light shine on the background there. But I was like, you know what, I can't see, I want to be as safe as you can whenever you're doing something crazy like that. So I just let it have it. I let her eat, and this is the first time I opened it up. I looked down at 5,900 RPMs. Yeah, that's not normal. So he's got a really high-strung cam in this mamma jamma. I really need to look at the parts list and see if I can figure out what part number that is, and see what cam they got in this and how exactly it's set up, because it did not sound like it was about to hit a rev limiter. It was still chewing on it. Oh my God. I'm pretty sure that my Wide Glide would hit the rev limiter at like 4,500. So that to me was like, boom, mind blown. My mind is absolutely blown right now by that. Yeah, we weren't going very fast. I think I barely, well, we won't talk about that. We weren't going very fast. And I know, if you're a crotch rocket guy, 6,000 RPMs and barely hitting, you know, a triple-digit number, that's nothing for you. But on a Harley, on a touring bike, 6,000 RPMs, getting down over 100, oh, wow, that is, yeah. I mean, most of my bikes, like my 05 Deluxe, that thing topped out at 105. That's all it would do is 105. And my Wide Glide would barely hit like 115. I think I saw it at like 118 one time. So I still do not know when or if this bike governs out. I'm not brave enough to try that on a little 2-lane road in the dark. That took a lot of huevos for me to do that. And I wasn't super duper comfortable with it. But I was like, you know what, we're already here, we're committed. Let's freaking blow this stuff up, man. Let's go. Well, wait, what? No, wrong choice of words. Bad choice of words. Let's blow these guys out of the water. That's what I meant to say. We don't say blow it up on a bike. That's bad. Like, you don't say bomb on an airplane. Bomb, 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 bomb. Anyway, I'm clearly pretty amped up from that. I'm sorry, guys. But, yeah, I was like, you know what? Let's just go. Let's get it. And, I don't know about you, but like if that would have been me in that truck, I'd have been like, yeah! They're probably gonna be talking about that. Man, did you see that bike? I don't know, probably not. They're probably gonna, you see that idiot? But anywho, we are about to be home. So I wanna thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you guys remember to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments, do you want to see more moto vlogs? And do you want to see more of this bike? Because I am very excited to be showing it on the channel. I think tomorrow I'm going to be going to get something for the Jeep, And we also need to get back onto finishing the trailer so we can also continue our hunt for a good project truck. So thank you again. Excuse me. So thank you again for watching. Y'all have a good night and stay blessed.